This was a very, very historic game for the Los Angeles Lakers in so many different ways. And a whole lot of takeaways to take away from it. But it ends up being the X factor of the game. The gunslinger off the bench, Dalton Knecht. The rookie shines for easily his best game of the season and for what's to come with the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James breaks another one of his own records, and the Lakers defend home court as well as they have in 20-plus years. Welcome to Lakers Digest. My name is Hunter Pitcoff, where we cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. If you have not already, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know a lot of you are new viewers, and I appreciate you all tuning into the content, but 16% of us who watch the videos are subscribed, whereas 84% of you guys are not. So stop what you're doing right now. Subscribe to the channel. Say you were here first before anybody else was, and we'll get into today's video. He's ready. That boy's a problem. And that's none other than Dalton Knecht. What a game the rookie had tonight in the 128-123 win over the Memphis Grizzlies. First off, I'm always pumped when we beat Memphis. I'm always pumped about it. Because they talk so much smack. John Morant, after the last game, was like, I hate playing the Lakers. They suck. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how about you win something first before you're talking all that crap? Like, we whooped you guys in the playoffs a couple seasons ago. You got whooped. Jared Vanderbilt was putting the clamps on you that series. I don't want to hear it. And Vanderbilt might not have been in this game. In fact, and you see how excited I am, John Morant was not even in this game as he's been dealing with a hip injury. The man had a freaking cane walking around. Go talk from the sidelines, Ja. That's all right. But let's look at the guys who actually did play tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers here. Dalton Knecht finishing with, first off, 31 minutes, which I believe is a season high. If not, it's right up there. But 7-8 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3, 19 points for him. I thought had some good 3 assists as well for a guy who's not much of a playmaker. And I also thought he had some good defensive stands as well. Thought he had a really nice game. Rui Hachimura as well, chipping in with 19. And not the hottest game for Anthony Davis here. Only 6 of 16 from the field, 5 fouls. We'll get into that a little bit here. But let's talk about Dalton Knecht first, because I've been saying, and this was before the D'Angelo Russell move to put him as a 6-man and for Cam Reddish to enter the starting lineup, I was like, really the only guy that has any potential upside or really actually giving you anything off the bench is Dalton Knecht. And once Cam Reddish was back in the rotation, earned his spot over Max Christie, who has now become non-existent in the Lakers rotation. Like, J.J. Redick's not even thinking about playing him unless there's probably an injury or something like that. Like, he's behind Gabe Vincent, Cardio Gabe, who continues to do nothing for this team. And now he's going to be behind Dalton Knecht. He's behind Cam Reddish, who started the season not in the rotation, and he's on the last year of a veteran minimum deal. He's behind those guys, whereas Max Christie got a 4-year, $32 million extension. So it's not a good look for Rob Pelinka at all. Not saying that J.J. Redick did not do the right thing. I think he did, and we're clearly seeing the results. The Lakers have not lost a game since Cam Reddish has been in the lineup. I mean, eventually they'll lose, but they haven't yet. I believe they're 3-0. And we're getting into also the fact of the Lakers' success at Crypto.com Arena, which is still gross to say. It's always going to be Staples Center, the house that Kobe built, in my heart. But Dalton Knecht, the young rook, having easily his best game, extremely efficient. And something that I want J.J. Redick to take away from this game is that, and he knows this too, as a career sniper, J.J. Redick was, just like Dalton Knecht has the potential to be. Someone like him, and he started to make this adjustment tonight. He needs to get in the game early, and he needs to get some looks early. Shooters need to get in rhythm, and since Dalton Knecht is not a starter, it's a little bit harder to come into the game and get that rhythm as a shooter. J.J. Redick was a starter for most of his career. I think Dalton will at some point, but right now he's not. And so getting him in the game early, he's the first player off the bench, get him in a rhythm. His first shot was a bank shot, 3, but he saw it go in. That's all he needed. And from there, Dalton Knecht lit it up. Had a really nice lead in the transition where he threw an oop to Christian Koloko as well. And we'll get into Koloko's performance too tonight. But I was really excited to see what Dalton Knecht was showing out there. Easily his best game of his career. Career high points, 19 points. And I was extremely thrilled with what I saw out there from the Rook. But let's talk about the oldest guy on the roster, LeBron James. And he makes history again. Third straight game with a triple-double. It's just nuts. It seems like LeBron is just breaking his own records because the last player, or the second oldest player to do it, was LeBron James, 34 years old, 5 years ago in 2019. And Jason Kidd in 2008 also had a triple-double at 34 years old with the New Jersey Nets. So, New Jersey Nets. That's how long ago it was. And LeBron James in 37 minutes, 13 of 22 from the field, 4-7 from 3, 35 points, 14 assists, and 12 boards. I mean, this was clearly LeBron's best game of the season so far. They needed all those points, all those rebounds, all those assists because Anthony Davis got into foul trouble and someone needed to step up. And I really think the game actually changed when LeBron came out of the game and Dalton Knecht started hitting those shots. And LeBron James came in the fourth quarter, and then the Lakers really got going. Were able to take that lead against the Memphis Grizzlies. So LeBron James, the oldest player on the roster, and one of the youngest players in Dalton Knecht, both with massive nights. But one of the unsung heroes in this game, someone who's had to get called upon a lot earlier than I think Laker fans even anticipated, is Christian Koloko. And he held down the fort as that backup big for the Los Angeles Lakers. And you look at the stats from tonight, you're going to be like, Hunter, what are you talking about, man? If you didn't watch the game, 13 minutes for him, 2 of 2 from the field, 4 points, and a steal, 1 block, or 1 rebound, excuse me. So you look at that and you're like, Hunter, like, what are you talking about? Like, Christian Koloko really didn't do anything. I thought he played really freaking good defense, didn't foul like Jackson Hayes does, and Jackson Hayes suffered an injury. He's going to be reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks. So at least for this upcoming game, especially the start of the NBA tournament, in-season tournament against the San Antonio Spurs, we know, Wembanyama just dropped 50 freaking points, guys. I mean, oh, God, he is so good. But you want all the bigs you can throw at Wembanyama and throw his way, but they're going to be without one in Jackson Hayes. So Christian Koloko is going to have another tough day here. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a really good big man. Zach Edey can play, but Wembanyama's a whole different beast. And Anthony Davis and Koloko will definitely need to bring their A game against the San Antonio Spurs this upcoming Friday, 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So maybe try to leave work early if you work a 9 to 5 in the LA area so you can come home and watch this game. Or if you're lucky like me, I'm on the East Coast, so 7:30 ain't too bad. I'm able to watch this game in peace. So fine by me. But Christian Koloko gave really good minutes, played some really good defense without fouling, had 2 alley-oop lobs as well. Thought he ran the floor nice, had good effort, and, I mean, credit for him to be able to play basketball again after having, that heart issue. I'm glad it all worked out. I'm happy he's on the Lakers, and his number, you never know when your number is going to get called in this league. It got called much earlier than the Lakers even anticipated, and I think so far, so good. I liked how he played. I think he's going to get further along and get better and better throughout the season, and this is kind of what the Lakers need. They need that kind of skill set out of a big man, and Koloko so far is providing it. We'll see if he, can do it consistently. We'll see if he can do it against the Spurs. Wembanyama is going to be a massive test, but I think he's going to come along nicely. I was happy and pleased with what I saw out of him, but let's get into the final point here. Just some overall takeaways from this game versus the Memphis Grizzlies. For one, Anthony Davis getting into foul trouble. Am I concerned? No. I think he had a little bit of a difficult time figuring out Zach Edey. He's a weird player, right? He's 7'3", 7'4", extremely tall, weird lanky basketball player. He's got a weird build that not many players really in the league have at all. Even compared to Wembanyama. Wembanyama is a very perimeter-oriented player. Edey really does play inside in the paint. And I think Anthony Davis struggled with that a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. So he kind of played a little aggressive. The refs weren't having it. They weren't really letting him, bang in between the trenches there, even though clearly they let Zach Edey do whatever the hell he wanted. And Zach Edey was pulling, RKO, wrestling, John Cena moves on Anthony Davis. The amount of no calls on those what should have been loose ball fouls was absolutely horrendous. I mean, that is a disgrace. I thought those refs had the Memphis money line or something, or like we're secretly like Purdue alumni. I don't know. That was insane. I mean, I get as a ref, you don't want to be the reason that a game is blamed on you for calling a 6 foul on a player. But when it is so egregious, like what Zach Edey was doing, I've never seen a rookie in my entire life get away with calls like that, like Zach Edey was. That is insane. That was horrible. And to be fair, I'm going to be fair here. The review that the Lakers had when Austin Reaves, who clearly was getting his arm hooked and pushed into Jaren Jackson Jr. by Luke Kennard, and they kept the call on the floor on Austin Reaves. That was a horrible review call from the booth in Secaucus. And on top of that as well, I thought the Memphis Grizzlies, I didn't think Scottie Pippen Jr. fouled him on that inbounds pass. They said it were wrapped around the waist. I didn't really see it. I thought that was off Austin Reaves, and that should have been Memphis ball. So I'm fair. I think both teams got hosed there, but I guess it balanced each other out, I guess. But ball don't lie. We saw that the Lakers still win this game 128-123. Rui Hachimura, it seems like he's over that illness he had that kept him out of the game, actually against the Memphis Grizzlies. He loves playing against the Grizzlies because he had a phenomenal game in this one as well. 19 points for him. Austin Reaves didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but he ultimately had a nice game too. And then the Lakers, 6-0 at Crypto.com Arena. The first time that they have started off 6-0 at home since 2004, back when it was Shaq's final season with the Los Angeles Lakers. So definitely a big accomplishment there. They have not had that start at home, defending home court. They've been pretty good at home and pretty bad on the road recently, especially during the Darvin Ham era. But it seems like that the Lakers are starting to figure that out, at least at home. You hope once they get back on the road that they'll be able to not be 1-4 bad. But speaking of upcoming games, this one actually, though, going to be against the San Antonio Spurs, 7 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, 4:30 if you are on the West Coast here. Actually, is that game at home? I'm actually checking right now, guys. Don't mind me on my phone right now. I probably should have known this ahead of time, but I tried giving you guys the content as quickly as possible. The game is in San Antonio. I figured based on the time that is going to be out there in Texas. So Lakers are back on the road there, and then they got the New Orleans Pelicans the game after also on the road. So going to be popping. The NBA tournament has been extremely fun to watch so far with these other teams. The Lakers finally get to start their title defense, if you will, and defend their in-season tournament victory last year. But again, guys, that game is going to be at 4:30 p.m. on Friday. We'll definitely cover it here. We cover everything here on Lakers Digest, so leave a comment down below. What did you think about tonight's game? What were the biggest takeaways from you? Is Dalton Knecht ready to take that next step? Because he cold. That boy is ice cold. And I'm excited for what's to come with him. I'm excited for this Lakers team. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment down below. And we'll cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers here on Lakers Digest.